company I run through Beachbody. We do fitness programs and health and nutrition. So I would love for you to join my team. But this is our series on Think Big, The Magic of Thinking Big by David Schwartz. And I'm happy that you guys are all joining me. Thank you. This is the third part in this series, and I appreciate you being here. If you know somebody that might enjoy hearing about this and listening to this series, please have them go to my YouTube page, TKB Laura. That's TKBLAURA, and that's on YouTube, or share this with them. I'll be posting it in my on my Facebook page and also on that YouTube page. So we're going to get started. I'm going to cover 2 chapters tonight, chapter 6 and 7. Thanks for being here. And so the chapter 6, the 2 topics in each of those chapters basically talks about importance, your importance, and also your environments. So chapter 6 starts off with saying, hang on a second, you are what you think you are. So if you don't think big, if you don't act like you're going to be a big success, then it might be a challenge for you to be successful. So you need to think what you are what you think you are. So thinking does make it so. Or others see us as we see ourselves. So I don't know, if you don't portray yourself in a good way, then usually people will get a bad impression, and people make that impression within like less than 30 seconds, I think it is now. I don't know the studies offhand, but I know people get this whole assumption of us and judgment of us, even though people say, oh, we don't judge, or I don't judge, you know people are sizing you up right from the get-go. So you need to make sure that you see yourself as you want others to see you. So the one thing is, with importance, the person who feels he isn't important isn't going to be important. And then the person who thinks he is equal to the task or just as important is. So I know that might be kind of confusing. I don't know how else to explain it, but it talks about that in the book. So this chapter is really short. It basically talks about self-respect showing through in everything we do. So that starts with your appearance. I'm sorry, but people do judge books by a cover. It's not great, but it happens. And so I just want to emphasize that you do have to look important, look the part, dress in quality clothes if you want to be successful, or for whatever that, so like for fitness, I'm a fitness instructor, and granted, you don't want to be wearing old fitness clothes. You don't want to be smelling bad, because those fitness clothes get saturated, and you want to have, your hair in proper maintenance, and just make sure you always project a good impression to somebody. Even when you don't think somebody might be interested in your business or might approach you or see you around town, you should always try to strive to look the part that you want to be. So, secondly, you must think of your work as important. So, if as an instructor, and again, I'm going to relate this a lot to fitness, but anything we do, you want to make sure that you take pride and you feel your work is important. So, you'll do a better job when you remind yourself that your work, what you're doing, is important. So say for instance, like my fitness stuff, I teach numerous classes, and if I didn't take the time and prep before those classes, then I'm sure that my lack of knowledge and confidence and ability will definitely show through, because I wasn't prepared and I didn't find it important to be prepared for the class or in whatever situation you're in. So just make sure you're prepared and you're valuing your work. Give yourself a pep talk daily. The book goes into this. Sell yourself to yourself. So with Beachbody coaching comes a lot of no's. But for every no, there's like usually some sort of upside. So let's see. You need to just make sure you talk to yourself before, like, so if you're going to make some calls, give yourself a little pep talk. I'm a good Beachbody coach. I know my Beachbody stuff, and I want to help others, and I'm good at it, and all of these things, just to give yourself a pep talk. And even me going into these videos, I have to I can do this, I have to give myself a pep talk. So hopefully that comes across. And then the last thing is ask yourself, is this how, if you're ever wondering if you're coming across important and the way people think you should act, ask yourself, is this how and the way an important person thinks? So just put yourself in the shoes of another very prominent person, and would they be doing this with their time right now, or would they be doing something different if it was more necessary for the success of their business? So that's pretty much chapter 6, and then we're going to go into chapter 7 here quickly. I am doing this on Sunday because I got behind because of being sick, and thank you for being on a Sunday or whenever you're catching this. Thank you. And so we're going to go into chapter 7, managing your environment. Hold on a second, let me get a water. I don't know if you know how to comment, but I would love comments. If you want to comment, you can comment on the live stream. Sorry, I still have a little bit in my throat, but I hope you're having a good Sunday. So thanks for being here again. So chapter 7 goes into managing your environment. You want to go first class. You want to make sure that you are entirely managing your environment with the way, for one, you manage your mind food, what you take in. So what we consume determines our habits, attitudes, and personalities. The mind reflects what the environment feeds it, just like the body reflects what you feed it. So if you're feeding yourself with constant bad stuff, then you're gonna get big, blown up. So same with the mind. If you're constantly giving it negative stuff, then you're feeding in from that environment badly. So you need to change your environment, and which means maybe letting go of those negative people, or maybe the distractions or anything. So you need to just focus and make sure you're feeding your mind well. Ask yourself, would you have been different in another environment, another country? Would your influences might have, let me go back, sorry. Yeah, we're going to skip that. So you can go over that if you read the book and win. So, sorry, page skipped. So also following up, prolonged association with negative people in your environment, the more negative you'll become. So just to wrap that up. But so it goes into 3 types of things about helping your future. I've got an audience. What, Penny? Hi. Sorry, my cat is talking. So I did have another cat back here. I think he left. Making your future environment pay off. So stop thinking mediocrity. That is the number one thing. Surrender completely. And so there's 3 types of people, that have to do with helping to make their future pay off. So the person that surrenders completely and has no hope, in some cases it starts when we're young with suppressed feelings of greatness. So, sorry, let me backtrack. When you're young, sometimes you don't have the most positive people in your life, and they constantly bring you down, and they drill into you from a young age that you're not going to be successful. There's a good majority that people will get out of that and get away from it. But a lot of the people surrender completely, and they end up being a no hope kind of person for their future. The second type of person is a partial surrenderer and gives up. They usually are good at preparing themselves. They work hard and they plan, but later decide that greater success is not worth all the effort they've put in, or what is still to come. So they fear social disapproval and insecurity of losing. I can say that I've been in this section, in this personality type, once or twice, or maybe more, but it's just because of confidence usually. You just need to have the confidence and willpower to get through it. So there is a way out of this category, but the last person is those who never surrender. They live, breathe success, find life stimulating and rewarding and worthwhile. So those are the most successful people, and so the people that where their future will pay off. So the book also talks about staying away from negators. This person is someone that tells you it cannot be done. This might have been somebody in your past. I remember when I was going to get my certification, my first fitness certification, this one instructor, she just laid into me. She's like, oh, that's like the hardest format you'll ever try to teach. I would never, ever try to teach that. It's like so hard. And she just completely negated every ounce of energy I had to go for it. And, I didn't let it bother me, but I was just really saddened that, that's the kind of person she was. And so I removed that. That's one of those things we learned early on. You just let it go in this series. So they're almost always, the negator person are almost always unsuccessful. In this case, I wouldn't say that person is an unsuccessful person, but and then it's just best to develop some defenses against them. So at the time, I didn't necessarily know I was doing the let it go and just not let that negative thing, absorb in my intake, my brain. But so I just let that go. I was gung-ho enough to get this Turbo Kick certification that I didn't care what she was going to say. So and that's just my passion of fitness. So last little bit here, make it a rule to seek advice from people who know about environments and success. Let's see, what is that going to? Oh, so this part goes into about the type of person you want to seek advice from. A person that leads, like, say we're coming into the weekend and you've had a busy week of work and you're trying to figure out what to do for the weekend, or you have a project and I don't know. So you could talk to the person that leads a dreary life, a dull and boring, unplanned weekend and doesn't have much going on. Or you can talk to the person that, as they call it, off the job life. They have a constructive, planned weekend, and that person is usually a successful person and somebody you would want to seek advice from for anything regarding. So not that dull and dreary person can't necessarily bring any good advice, but it's more likely that the person that is a planned person, is constructive, is aware of how to lead their off the job life, they would have better advice for you for whatever it is you're looking for. So in wrap up of chapter 7, make your environment make you successful. So number 1, be environment conscious. Just know what's around you, and if it's not good for you, then you need to get away from it. Make your environment work for you, not against you. Don't let small thinking people hold you back. So that instructor, I didn't let her stop me from achieving my goal to be a turbo kick instructor. And there's been a lot of other instances where people, constantly try to, bring you down, but you need to have the confidence in yourself. Get plenty of psychological sunshine. And I didn't really go into this too much, so you can look into that book for that. Throw thought poisoning out of your environment. Again, I go back to that example with the fitness instructor being negative. So, and the last is go first class in everything you do. So as long as you think of yourself as, this high first class business person, then you should be pretty successful. You just have to know your importance and how your environment is working for you. So hopefully that helped, and I did that pretty quickly. Look at that, 17 minutes. So I'm happy I didn't take too much of your time. I covered 2 chapters, and that's part 3 of this series of Think Big. I'm hopefully going to do another one tomorrow, and maybe you'll join me. Otherwise, have a beautiful Sunday, and if you have any questions, please contact me at LauraSFitLife.com or on Facebook at the same name, Laura S. Fit Life. My name is LauraStreppone, and you can find me at other platforms there at that name, LauraStreppone. Thank you for joining me. If you think this is important for someone or just valuable, please share it on whatever platform. Take the link and go ahead and share. So I appreciate you being here. I think I said that a couple times, but have a great Sunday and have a good week starting tomorrow. So thank you. Bye.